Okay, that looks good. Hi. The 100, Season 5, Episode 3, Sleeping Giants. Fantastic episode. Man, look, this show has done this since the first season. Every episode of each season just gets better and better. I cannot remember the last time I watched an episode of this show and I felt like, hope they get back to this, hope they get back to that. Oh, that was boring. I don't know how the writers do it. I commend them, but this episode was great. Now, this episode, no bunker this episode, none at all. There is a lot of mentioning of Octavia, especially from people like Echo. You know, people who knew if something's going on down there, Octavia and crew got it. But this one focused mainly on Bellamy and company out in space. It also focused on Clark, what's going on with her and the prisoners when they were pursuing Clark and the little girl. But here's the funny thing. Oh, my goodness. Amori really hates Murphy. She really don't like him. I mean, goodness God. We'll come to that in a minute. But it's called Sleeping Giants because, you know, Bellamy and everybody makes it to that prisoner ship. And they realize there's a bunch of people that's in cryostasis, that's frozen. And one of them happens to be this big hulking giant of a man, which they had to fight because he awakened for some reason. I think it was because of the prisoners down on Earth. Yeah, they realized that an alarm was set off, and they could tell somebody reached that, prisoner vessel. So they opened one of them up just to see if that person could handle them. It's like, what, all these guys were friends before they got frozen? Like, hey, if we ever come out of this, let's get these guys. Okay, I got you. But, you know, a bunch of murderers on the ship, as they saw. Not good people. But that's the funny thing. Like, it's crazy because Clark, she gets captured, you know, trying to save the girl, and she gets captured, and she's in the same role Lincoln was in from season 1, refusing to talk to these new people who just came from out of the sky and don't know anything that's going on because you don't know their intentions. You know what I mean? It's exactly just like season 1. You had to feel for the grounders. On some level, they were defending their ground, like, who are these people? But at the same time, when they had Lincoln didn't hurt Octavia, who he was around. I mean, well, actually, first he was spying on her. But regardless, he wasn't trying to speak to him at first, although he could speak English. And that's what I like about this show. Just, they put everybody in situations that they can understand from before. You know what I mean? Although it might be too late because Lincoln's gone. The grounders and, you know, Sky crew were at war for so long and things like that. Everything's going to hell. Once they found out that was a prisoner ship, Bellamy and Maury and Harper and them, it was so funny because Raven realized she's got to stay behind. You know, they cannot remotely access that, so she has to stay behind because she knows how to work the controls and stuff. So she's like, look, there's an escape pod. I'll come down there with you guys if I get in trouble. You know, and Bellamy was like, no, I'm not leaving anybody behind. I left Clark on Earth. And when Murphy brung up Clark, hold on, this is a little crooked. Yeah, there we go. When Murphy brung up Clark, how if she was there, they would have made the right decision to just kill all those prisoners. And Bellamy's like, Clark's not here. And he's like, that's right, she died so we can live. So what, are we going to die again? That was perfect. I love that. The dynamic between Bellamy and Clark. And then Bellamy even showed how he's like, I mean, not Bellamy and Clark. Oh, my gosh. You can tell I wanted them to get together. But he even showed how he has growth to him because he was like, Murphy, I want to hear what you think about this plan. Because, you know, they decide to stay up there, see if they can use them as bait. Because they heard on the radio earlier that the prisoners that landed down on Earth are in pursuit of somebody. And they're thinking it's probably Octavia and everybody. They don't know they can't get out of wherever they're from, the bunker. So that's what they think it is. They had no idea who it was. And I was sitting there like, please just say it's a blonde girl. Please just say it's a blonde girl. But it didn't happen. And they're like, what is going on? They found that video footage of the prisoners that went down to Earth. And Bellamy's smart because he saw, like, oh man, it's just crazy. This episode has so much. I can't really even talk about it. But overall, it was a good episode. Everybody. I mean, you got to see Amori say, hold on, why's Raven got to stay? Make John stay up here. She didn't even care that he was going to stay up there with a bunch of prisoners who might wake up and kill him. You know what I mean? How far did things go bad with them? We need a flashback episode, and I believe we're going to get it to really show what set everything off between Amori and Murphy, because that was bad. That was bad, man. Like, I'm like, geez, she does not love him anymore. Maybe she does. She's in her feelings. Maybe she just hates him right now but loves him. We will see. You know what I mean? But John Murphy decided to stay back behind anyway. He was like, okay, I'm just going to stay with Raven. I'm going to keep her company because he thought there was an escape pod on it. And then Raven tells him, when he tells her, like, well, you got some company. She's like, what are you doing here? Well, there's an escape pod. Why is everybody tripping? There is none. Murphy cannot catch a break, can he? I've seen people tweeting that, and I'm like, no, he can't. Every time, he's just like, I guess I'll go with this person. They might know what they're doing. Remember with him and Jai in the City of Light? Oh, he got twisted all up in that crap. It was crazy. Murphy really gets himself into some stuff. But Raven deciding to stay behind because she's the only one that can really deal with all the controls and stuff. Raven keeps wanting to die for everybody, for the good of everybody else. And that was since the first season, the first half of the first season. She was just like, I'll go down there. Her boyfriend was down on Earth. And she was like, I'll go down there. You know what I mean? She's always putting herself in jeopardy to help other people. She had that bum leg since the first season. It's terrible. Murphy's the one who ended up with her leg. You know, yeah, it's Murphy's fault that her leg's like that, right? Jeez, man. But I love Murphy. He's my guy. Interesting arc. Wanted him to die in the first season. Like, man, let this fool die. He came around. He's just on the wrong side and everything like that. But yeah, Bellamy and Echo. Echo, I would love to be stuck in space with Echo for 6 years. I would love that. Ooh, I love that woman. I don't know what it is about her. But anyway, Echo. I like how Echo was talking about, you know, Octavia's got it down there. If they're chasing Octavia, they can handle that. And it seems sincere. Like, she knows they're vicious down there. The Grounders know the ground better than anybody that hasn't been down there in the last 100 years. But at the same time, Octavia's tough. She's a survivor. And she's going to do okay. I like that. You know, her recognizing that. Because she's a part of Ronan's tribe. So it was like crew. So, you know, she didn't have to recognize Octavia's skills, but she does. I mean, she's changed a lot over these 6 years, obviously. It's probably like she got a new family. The moment a lot of people are waiting for. Bellamy and Clark getting back together again, at least. You know, he realized they have Clark. And he walks over there and he's like, we're going to have to work out some kind of deal. And if you don't want to come to terms with the deal, then 200-something of your friends are going to die. You know what I mean? And he had the cup from the ship that he saw her pick up in the video. I thought that was brilliant. Who would have thought to take that cup? I mean, I could see me on the shuttle headed back to Earth like, damn it, I should have grabbed that cup so they really know I'm from up there. You know what I mean? That was brilliant. It was brilliance. I love that moment. And, you know, Clark going through the torture that she was going through. She was just telling them what happened and how her and everything that happened for the past 4 years or whatever. And, you know, she get interrupted because Bellamy and the team shows up and they're thinking it's just more people out there that Clark didn't tell them about. But when she sees Bellamy, I know there had to be some relief. And that woman was like, 283 of my, you know, people for her. Oh, she must be really important. And Bellamy goes, she is. I know people lost their minds. I know they did. That was great. I didn't think we was going to get them seeing each other and realizing each other's alive at the end of this episode. Probably halfway through the episode I did, but I did not think that going into this. I thought we had to wait a while. You know, but this is very interesting. Can't wait to get to the next episode. I think we're going primarily in the bunker next episode. What is the next episode called? Pandora or something like that? I gotta look it up again. But it looks like in the bunker there's a lot of stuff going on, and Octavia's got to set some rules. Like, look here, you either get with the program or whatever. You know what I mean? But I can't wait to see next episode. They're doing a good thing because they're making us wait. I think we're going to get a little bit of Bellamy, Clark, and situation, but they're going to primarily stay in a bunker. I believe that. Oh my gosh! Like another hour. I just needed another hour to see how Bellamy gets Clark to safety. That's all I needed to see. But anyway, overall, it was a good episode. Better than the last one. I mean, I can't really say better than the last one because they all feel like it's an essential part. Like, no part of any episode is wasted. It furthers the story, and it does a great job. Goodness, Lord, this show is good. See you next time.